Hello guys, welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Dolapo, and on my channel I film about fully funded scholarships for international students. Now I'm really excited to share this particular scholarship because for a long time I've been checking the website to see when the scholarship would open, and alas, finally the scholarship application is open for the Allan and Nesta Ferguson Charitable Trust Master Scholarships at the University of Sheffield. Now you're wondering why I said I'm excited. That's because this was the particular scholarship I received in 2022. So I'm really excited that this scholarship now is opened this year. Last year I don't think it was opened, but this year it is opened. And of course, you guys on my channel are the first to know about this. Before I go ahead to talk more about this scholarship, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, now is a good time for you to click that subscription button, so that just like how you've noticed or how you found this video, you would be the first to know about several scholarships that I share on my channel, mostly fully funded scholarships. Now I do have a video on my channel about this particular scholarship, and I was interviewing another recipient of this scholarship, and the recipient spoke about ways in which you can increase your chances of successfully receiving the scholarship. So if you haven't watched that video yet, here is the link to the video. In that video we talked about how to apply, how to increase your chances of success, what are the top tips that you need, because both of us in that video received the scholarship, this particular scholarship, in the same year. Okay, so please go check out that video, and I'm sure most of the questions that you would have would also be answered in that video. So now let's go into this scholarship. I'm really happy about this scholarship, guys, because I believe that this was a life-changing scholarship for me. That's because it's fully funded, being that your tuition fee is covered and you also receive a maintenance allowance. So it was really good for me, and I'm happy that now it's opened, and I really wish you guys the best. So please pay attention to this video so that you can get more information about this scholarship. Now here it says that we are delighted to offer 3 Allan and Nesta Ferguson Charitable Trust Master Scholarship for eligible overseas fee-paying students starting their studies in September 2025. Interestingly, as of 2022, 3 of the recipients, that's myself and 2 others who received these scholarships, were all Nigerians. We're going to look at all of the countries that are eligible for this scholarship. So if your country is stated there, then please apply for this scholarship. Okay, now the University of Sheffield has a strong commitment to international development. One of the themes of our strategy is celebrating, promoting and increasing the volume of the work that we do to improve the lives of others through our international relationships locally and abroad. Now this scholarship is a collaboration between the Allan and Nesta Ferguson Charitable Trust and the Sheffield Institute for International Development. Now they are able to offer these scholarships for international students from developing countries for a number of courses that are affiliated with the Sheffield Institute for International Development. So it means that not all courses are eligible for this scholarship. It's only courses that are affiliated with the Sheffield Institute for International Development. Now there are 3 scholarships, as I stated earlier, that are available in 2025 to academically strong individuals from developing countries, and each scholarship offers the following. So they offer a full tuition fee waiver, which means that all of your tuition fee would be paid for, and you also receive a £12,500 maintenance stipend. If I remember correctly, mine was £12,000, and to be honest with you, I believe that that was enough for me, but it didn't mean that I didn't also work part-time. So even if you receive a fully funded scholarship, you can still work part-time, especially if you of course need more money and all of that. But I would say that for an average individual, single individual coming into the UK alone, a 12,500 maintenance stipend should suffice for you for 1 year. But like I said, if you need more money, you can definitely still work part-time. The eligibility criteria for this scholarship, it says that to be eligible to apply, you must hold an offer for one of the following courses to study at the University of Sheffield in 2025 to 2026 academic year. Now, the first course is the International Development Master's course, MA, Environmental Change and International Development, International Development Masters in Public Health, MPH. So this was the course I applied to, and this was the course I studied at the University of Sheffield with this scholarship, the International Development Masters in Public Health, MPH. Now, there are other courses as well, like the International Law and Global Justice, LLM, International Political Economy, MA, Global Journalism. So the other recipients which I spoke about, that I have a video where he also shared his experience with the scholarship and how he applied. He studied a Global Journalism, MA, and he really said that that was a really good course that he enjoyed as well. The last course that you can study with this scholarship is the International Public and Political Communication, MA. Now, these are the only eligible courses for this scholarship. So if you'd like to study any of these courses, then please apply for this scholarship. Now, it says that you must also be classified as overseas for tuition fee purposes. You must not already hold a qualification that is of an equivalent or higher level to the course you are applying for. Then you must not have previously studied outside of your country of residence. You must be self-funded to receive this award. That is, you're not funded by a research council, government, private enterprise, charity, or any similar organization. It also says that this scholarship cannot be awarded in conjunction with any other scholarship or funding awards, either from the University of Sheffield or external sources. Then your mode of attendance must be full-time. That's the course you like to study, must be a full-time course. Then you must begin your studies at the University of Sheffield in 2025, so you cannot defer the scholarship. Now, receipt of the scholarship is subject to successfully meeting any conditions attached to your offer before the deadline provided by the admission service. Now, this is very important because if you have not fulfilled all of the conditions attached to your offer, you can lose the scholarship. So it's important that any condition attached to your offer, so once you receive an offer, once you receive the scholarship, if they attached any condition, maybe conditions like English language requirements or a reference or your degree certificate or anything at all, please try to fulfill those conditions before the deadline, else you might lose the scholarship. Then it also says that receipt of the scholarship is subject to successfully receiving a visa to study at the university in September 2025. So the moment I got the letter of offer saying I received the scholarship, I started my visa application immediately. In fact, I remember I had to pay for a priority visa that was going to come out in like 5 days because my course was about to start, and I was like, okay, to receive the scholarship I needed to have gotten my visa on time, so I had to pay extra money to get a priority visa. So it's important to take note of the deadlines and the timelines, especially when you're applying for this scholarship. And when you do receive the scholarship, please start your visa application on time so that you can receive your visa in time and you don't lose the scholarship. Then it also says that you must be a national of any of these countries listed below. So like I mentioned earlier on, not only Nigeria, but there are several other countries that are eligible. So these are all of the countries that are here that are eligible. If you see your country here, then it means that you're eligible to apply. And if you also meet any of the other eligible requirements stated here, then please go ahead to apply for this scholarship. Now, how to apply? It says that to access the application form, you will need an offer for one of the postgraduate courses listed above. So I remember how the application process was for me about that was in 2022. So I had applied for the course which was the International Development course, Masters in Public Health, International Development. I got my offer for my application, meaning that I got an offer to study that course. The moment I got my offer, then I was sent a link through my email to apply for this scholarship. So you get an application form when you get an offer for any of those courses that we mentioned earlier, which will be starting at the university in September 2025. Now, it may take up to 24 hours to be able to access the form after you have received your offer. Then you will need to apply using your Muse for Offer Holders login. So I remember then we had a Muse login. So basically it's like a login details that you need to do the application and all of that. So it's very easy to use, so don't worry. All of the information and all of the process will be explained on the website, so it's an easy process to go through. This, I believe, is another link So remember that you have to have a Muse account. So once you have the Muse account, I believe that this is the link to then apply for the scholarship. So you enter your username and your password, and it will take you to the form where you'd apply for the scholarship. So that way you need to get an offer first. So take that, timeline into consideration when you're applying. Now you got some time actually, because the deadline to apply is 1 p.m. UK time on Monday, the 2nd of June 2025. So it means that you have enough time to apply for the course you want to study, get your offer, get any necessary conditions that have been attached to your offer, and apply for the scholarship. Okay, even if you have a conditional offer, it doesn't really say here whether conditional or unconditional offer, but it only says here that you must have an offer. So it means that try to start your application on time. Remember, I always say in all of my videos, when you don't rush your application, it gives you an higher advantage, because you are able to read and proofread your application over and over again, send to people as well to proofread your application. So it's very, very important to start your application on time. It also says that all eligible applicants who apply before the deadline will be contacted regarding the outcome of the application before Friday, 18th of July 2025. So if I remember correctly, I received the email saying I'd gotten the scholarship, I think around July of 2022. So the selection process, I tell you, it is actually a competitive process, because they are offering only 3 students this scholarship. So it's very competitive, and there will be a panel of senior members of staff that will select the strongest application. So you have to make sure your application is very strong. And that's why, like I mentioned earlier, if you want to know like top tips on how to make your application strong, how to apply, how to make sure the application stands out, then please check out that video I mentioned at the beginning of this video. Check out that video where I and another recipient of this scholarship gave useful advice, what we did and how we applied for this scholarship. That would really, really help you as well and guide you when you are doing your application. So it says that they'll be looking to see that applicants have provided a clear rationale for applying for a postgraduate course at the University of Sheffield. Then they should also have outlined examples of work experience in the field of international development. Now, I would say that it's definitely more competitive than it was when I applied. So that's why it's important that if you have any experience, whether it's volunteering experience or work experience in the field of international development, please put that in your application. I believe the last time when I applied, there were sets of questions. I can't remember the questions exactly because it's been a while ago, but there are about 3 or 4 or 5 questions. I had to answer those questions with they had a maximum amount of words you used to apply. So I remember having to like write those questions in the form or answer those questions using the form. So you have to make sure that your application is very, very strong. Also say that you must have clearly articulated future ambitions, and these goals relate to the postgraduate degree you have applied for and how your learning may benefit others. So that's another tip as well. And if you're not sure how to structure answers to questions like this, I do have a video on my channel that talks about how to write an outstanding personal statement, and you can use that guideline as well for applying for scholarships and writing scholarship letters or answering questions on scholarship forms. So I'm going to leave the link to that video here as well, so please go check out that video. That would really help you and guide you when you are talking about like future ambitions, what you should say, what information you should put into there. I've outlined and explained all of that in that video. Now, if you have any questions about this award, here is an email. They are usually quite responsive, depending on how busy they are. Sometimes they do respond on time, but it may take longer if they are very busy. But if you do have any questions about this scholarship or maybe about your documents and things like that, then please email them. Like I said, the video I mentioned earlier on would most likely answer all of the questions or most of the questions that you have. But if you do still have any other questions, you can always put your questions down in the comment section. I'm happy to answer your questions. And I do have a Telegram channel as well where I answer most questions for most of my subscribers and channel subscribers as well. So I'm going to leave the link to the Telegram channel in the description section of this video. I would also leave the link to this scholarship as well in the description section of this video so that you can click and apply. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, once again, this is the Allan and Nesta Ferguson Charitable Trust Master Scholarship. Is a very good scholarship. I personally applied for this scholarship. I applied twice actually. The first time I applied, I didn't get in. Probably my application was not strong enough, so I had to go back, again, the second time I applied for this scholarship, I had to make sure that I made my application really strong. I had people that read my application and went through it and corrected it, gave me ideas on what to do. I did a lot of research on the university as well, and on, you know, scholarships in general. So that is most of the advice that I've given in that video, so please check that video out. And I wish you all the best in your application, and I'm going to be also putting out lots of other videos on other fully funded scholarships in the UK and outside of the UK. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to this channel, and also share this video to someone who is also interested in applying for scholarships. Once again, my name is Dolapo, and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.